Hello everyone. So today we are going to start a topic called as DC distribution system. So as you know that this is based on the type of the supply, we call that to be a DC distribution system there. So in this DC distribution system, why it has been predominantly considered? So one thing is use of DC motors which are there at the consumer premises. So these DC motors requires the operation which is entirely done on the DC supply there. So next what you are going to do here is so use of these DC motors in local industries, companies and other locomotive purpose. So we can make use of such DC motors for its operational. So to use the DC supply to operate like the DC motor use the DC supply to operate it. So hence we need to focus more on the DC distribution system rather than the AC distribution system there. So I know that the AC distribution system is also being present in case of like commercial industries which are having high grade motors or high rating motors. So next one you are having the use of residential and generally an industrial purpose. Furthermore, I can say to it that these are the applications where a AC distribution system is being present there. So as we told that, so we require three-phase, four-wire thing and three-phase, three-wire thing that is being present there for such systems in the near future. So what we can generally do is we can highlight much on the AC aspects when we come to the primary and the secondary distribution system. So let me write down here. So I have primary and secondary distribution system being present there. So in spite of going in detail to such systems, so let me focus on the types of the DC distribution first. The types of DC distribution systems. Types of DC distribution systems which is being present there in such cases. So if I want to go for the type of DC distributions there, so first one what I need to do is I need to highlight or I need to classify the DC distributors the way they are fed by the feeders. So on the basis of feeding the feeders, the feeding the feeders. So that is entirely from the substations which are being there. So on basis of how such systems are being fed by feeders, okay, such systems are being fed by feeders. So we can classify such systems again. So on the basis of the system where it is being fed by the feeders, we can classify three types there. First one where the DC distribution is fed at one end. So fed at one end. Okay, so let me highlight one more time. So DC distribution system, DC distribution system. Okay, so next what we have is, so I need to classify it three types. So first is distributor is being fed at one end, distributor fed at one end. Next one you have DC distribution, DC distributor fed at both ends, fed at both ends. Third one, DC distributor being fed at the center, DC distribution fed at the center. Okay, so these are the classifications in which you are having. So furthermore, I can classify one more type, which is the ring distributor system. So ring DC distribution system. So ring DC distribution system is being present, where we can highlight entirely it is a ring based concept, where you will be having certain feeders being fed at one end of the ring, and you will be having the other ends of the rings being adding at the local load points which are being present there. So now I have this DC distribution being fed at one end, fed at both ends, and fed at the center. As you can see, so if I want to have this feeder being present there, So this feeder say, like, yeah, generally the distributor, so it is being fed only at NDA. So this is feeding at only one end, feeding at only one end. So these are the points. Points A and B are said to be the points of a DC distribution system. So this current, let me take it as I, so which is being flowing around the DC distributor. So now if I want to light one more point, so let me take this point as C. So at a distance say X, okay. So it would be generally I1. So it takes the current I1 there. So, and remaining current I minus I1 will be flowing through it, and later you will have current I2. Yeah, the current here is I1. Yeah, I minus I1 minus I2. These are the currents which are being present there. So now you can generally say that at only one end, these feeding of current is being done in case of such distributor systems there. So these are the things which are being clearly highlighted in DC distribution fed at only one end. So you are not having any such other ways in which the distributor is being fed. So it is being only connected to one end that is being present there, and the local loading points are being taken at the other ends there. For example, I have the distribution. So let me write it as the distribution which is being present there. It's, okay. So this is the DC distribution center. Okay. So this is the points A and B. So this length, somewhat it might be some 200 kilometer DC length, which is being present there approximately. So this is the current which is being fed. Say some of the current is I1 plus I2 plus I3. Okay. So now there are 3 points which are being present there. Okay. So these are the 3 points which are being present. Okay. So now I can say I1 is being present, which takes from this point, say P1. Okay. This current is I2 plus I3 will be flowing through this. Next, this one is I2. Next, this one is I3, and again it is being taken by I3 there. So this end is being completely given here. So you might wonder what would be the current being flowing through this feeder. If it is connected here, so some small amount of current will be flowing through it. But if you have the current I3 which is being completely present in the system, entirely tapped here, so it will be no current flowing through this part of the system which is being present there. So entirely it is highlighted by these points which are being present in the system. So I1, I2 and I3 are being present there. So these are the currents which are being tapped at the points P1, P2 and P3 which is there in the system. So these are the currents. These are generally called as singly fed distributor systems. Singly fed distributor systems are being present in such cases. So these are the terms which are being present in case of DC distributor fed at one end. So now let me highlight regarding the calculations part of it. So calculations. Okay, if I want to calculate it, so I have, say, I have a DC distribution. Say, let me. Yes, I have DC distribution, say A and B, which is being present there. So let me take the currents being fed at one end. So the current fed at one end. So assuming there are 4 points which are being present, let me mark it as 4 points. Assuming 4 points which are being there. So these are the points A. Yeah. Yes. So these are the points which are being present there. Okay. Yes. So next what I can write is, so I can write this one as I1, I2, I3 and I4 which are being present there. So C, D, E and F. So these are the points where it is being present there. So from A, B, yeah. So this is R1, this is R2, this is R3, this is R4. And if I want to have the resistance included with it, I'll be calling it as R5, or I can just simply leave it. So these points will be taking it at A. So I'll be having the currents I1 plus, I2 plus, I3 plus, I4. So what I want to say here is, so here I'll be having the sum of the currents or the total currents. So sum of the currents or total currents. Okay, total currents which are being there. Okay, so now the current in the section A, so the current feeding at point A. So let me highlight here, current at point A. So which is I1 plus, I2 plus, I3 plus, I4. So next I have current at point in the section AC. Let me write it as section AC or part AC, section or part AC, section of part AC. So AC current, so it will be again same as that of I1 plus I2 plus I3. So next I have current I1 which is being tapped off from point C. So what is the current in CD? So section CD will have I1 is gone there. So you are left out with I2 plus I3 plus I4. Okay, so I have current I1 which is being tapped off at point C. Next DE. Okay, so if I want to take out DE, so I1 and I2 are being generally taken out. So next you have I3 plus I4. So next EF. Okay, so the current flowing through EF will be, what is that one? So it is I4. So there will be no current flowing through FP there. So these are the 4 points which are being there in such a system where you can tap off the currents which are being present there. So these are generally called as tapping points which are being present in case of such a DC distribution system. So these are the sections CD, DE and EF which are being present there. So now I need to calculate the voltage drop. So assuming it to be having a resistance R1, R3, R1, R2, R3 and R4. So these are the resistances of the section AC, CD, DE and EF. Okay, so AC, CD, DE and EF. So these are having R1, R2, R3 and R4 which are being present there. Okay, so now what you can highlight here at this point is, so how do you calculate the voltage drop given current and the resistance? So first I can highlight it as current in section AC. So I have R1 as the resistor. Next I have I1 plus, I2 plus, I3 plus, I4 which is being present there. So R1 times I1 plus, I2 plus, I3 plus, I4 is the voltage drop. So I need to write it as 1 minute. Yeah. So I'll write it as voltage drop. Voltage drop in section AC. So I have R1 times this current which is being present there. Similarly, section CD, I'll be having R2. I have currents I1 being taken out. I have I2 plus, I3 plus, I4 is being present there. So next I'll be having in the section DE, what is the voltage drop being present there? So it is R3 times, what is the current? I3 plus I4. So next, what is the current in the section EF? I'll be having R4. Again, it is I4. So these are the voltage drop. Voltage drops in all the different 4 sections are being clearly written down there. So now I need to find out the overall voltage drop. So let me take it as equation 1, equation 2, this one to be equation 3, and this one to be equation 4. Okay, so let me clear all the things. First one, voltage drop in AC section. Next, okay, next CD, next DE, okay, next I have EF, okay, A to C, C to D, D to E, E to F. So according to the figure, let me write it as according to figure. I have these 4 voltage drops which are being present there: AC, CD, DE, and EF, which are being present there in such system. So in voltage drop AC R1, I can calculate. So that is the resistance of the section AC. Next, I have the currents I1 plus, I2 plus, I3 plus, I4, which is there in the system. Next, R2 times I1 is gone there. So from the feeding point C, I1 is the current going through the consumer terminal. So you are left out with I2 plus I3 plus I4, which is there in the system. Next, R3 times I3 plus I4, which is there in the current. So I2 is taken out. Here I1 is taken out. Next, I3 is to be taken out. R4 times I4, which is there in the system. Or you can generally take it as voltage drop in CD, voltage drop in DE, voltage drop in PF, which is being present there. Now I need to calculate the total voltage drop that is being present there. So total voltage drop. So to calculate the total voltage drop, what I'll be doing, I'll be adding equation 1, equation 2, equation 3, and equation 4 that is being present in the system. So I need to add 1, 2, 3 plus 4, which is there in the system there. So that gives the total voltage drop across the distributor AB, across distributor AB. So distributor AB will have the total voltage drops in the equations written as 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this is the distributor which is being present there. I can have the length of the distributor and the feeding points of the distributor can be designed carefully, and it may have some resistance of the distributor cable which is being present there. So I need to calculate the PD at each point, each loading point, if a PD of some voltage is to be maintained at point E, or whatever the point that is being mentioned, or that is being feeding the points there. So what I can generally do here is I can go for a simple numerical problem. Okay, so this is the first problem which is being present there. So let me write it now carefully. A two-wire DC distributor, a two-wire DC distributor, okay, DC distributor cable AB, DC distributor cable AB is 2 kilometer long. Is 2 kilometer long. Okay. Next, and supplies a load of 100 ampere and supplies a load of 100 ampere, 150 ampere, 200 ampere, and 50 ampere, situated at 500 meter, 1000 meter, 1600 meter, and 2000 meter respectively. 2000 meter respectively. 2000 meter respectively from the feeding points A. From feeding point A. From feeding point A. Each conductor, okay, let me write down. Each conductor has a resistance of 0.01 ohm per 1000 kilometer, 1000 meters, sorry, 1000 meter. Calculate the potential difference at each load point. Calculate the potential difference. Calculate the potential difference at each load point. At each load point. At each load point. If a potential difference of 300 volt is maintained 300 volt is maintained at point A. 300 volt is maintained at point A. Okay, so this is a simple problem which is being present there. A two-wire DC distributor cable. Okay, so let me highlight here. It's a DC distributor cable which is being present there. So line AB. Let me draw it here. So I know that you are having two wire. So it's a cable AB which is being present like this. Okay, which is 2 kilometers. So let me write the length of AB as 2000 meters or 2 kilometer, and supplies a load of 100 ampere, 150 ampere, 200 ampere and 50 ampere situated at 500 meter, 1000 meter, 1600 meter and 2000 meter respectively from feeding point A. So this is 500 meter. So this is say 1000 meter from point A. Next you have 1600 meter from point A. So this is 2000 meter entirely which is at point B. Okay. So from the feeding point A. So this is the feeding point A there. So this is the sum of the currents which is being there. So I have feeding points is C, D, E. Okay. So let me mark it here as there are 3 feeding points which are being present there. So now I need to supply, these are the currents. Yeah, let me take this one also as one of the feeding points there. So B, generally the end of the distributor is where the feeding point is to be connected. So that is what it is being shown in this figure. So now it is having 100 ampere, 150 ampere. Okay, so this one takes 200 ampere and the other one takes 50 ampere. Okay, so now I need to write down I1 as 100 ampere, I2 as 150 ampere, I3 as 200 amperes, I4 as 50 amperes that is being present there. Okay, so these are the 4 currents which are being taken out from the distributor, from the AB distributor which is being present there. So now I need to find out the length of AC. What is the length of AC there? So which is 500 meter from feeding point A. So length of AD is, what is it? It is 1000 meter. Okay, so assume that we are taking the reference point as AD there. So CD distance, this will be 500 meter. So this distance will be 500 meter. Okay, now what about this distance? So this is 1000, this is 1600, that is 600 meter. So the remaining is 400 meters. So because we are having the length of AB being given as 2000 meters. So length of A to E is 1600 meters which is being present there. So it is written as AC, not AE. Yeah, AE, yes, exactly. So AC we have written it as 500 meters. So now one more thing that is to be written, each conductor carries 0.01 ohm per 1000 meter per kilometer. So the conductor resistance which is given per kilometer is 0.01 ohm per kilometer. Okay, that is being given there. So I need to calculate the potential difference at the load point if a PD of 300 volt is to be maintained at point A there. So now let me write down here. So you have different connections being present here. Yes. Okay. So now I have the currents being present. So VA. So VA voltage, it has been written as 300 volt. So now I need to find out this resistance and the sum of the currents that is being present in such system. So if I want to have this these currents being present there, so I need to take the sum of the currents. So 100 plus 150, that is 250, 250 plus 200, 450, and I have the currents that is being feeding there is 500 amperes. Okay, so that is the current that is being entering at point A. So VA is taken as 300 volt, and now I need to find out the potential difference at loading point C. So how will you find out VC is? So I need to find out here. So this drop is being present there. This one is being present. So it is VA minus this potential drop, okay, so that will give VC. Okay, so potential difference at load C can be carried out this way. So now what we can generally find out is, so you will be having the currents being given, so in certain sections there. So what you can find out is, so you have the sum of the currents being given in such fashion. So what we can say is, so the current feeding at this point is generally 500 amperes there. So IC. So you, if you want, if you know this resistance AC or AC, okay, and if you want to find out this one which is being present there, or you can find out next one, that is current, this is given, so RAC you can find out, and you can easily carry out the equation. So let me write down this. So for per kilometer length of the line we can find out IAC. Okay, so IAC, and you can generally take that resistance into picture, so which has a resistance of 0.01 ohm per 100, or sorry, 1000 kilometer. So that is being present there. So what we can do here is, we can have such sections again. So we need to find out the resistance of each section. So for 1000 kilometer, it is 0.1 ohm. So for 500 kilometer, so what is the resistance that is being given there, we can find out, and later on you can easily carry out this equations there. So I'll tell you how to do it step by step. So first what we need to do is, I need to calculate the resistance of each section. Okay, so resistance for per 1000 kilometer of distributor, so it is 0.01. So you have 2000 meter of the distributor length. So for 1000 meter, yeah, for 1000 meter, I have 0.01 ohm as the resistance, and for 2000 meter, I'll be having 2 times that value, 0.01, that is being present there. So that is 0.02 ohm, which is present. Okay. So next one, so you can find out each and every sections carefully there. So what do you find out next? You have to find out what is the resistance of the section AC, resistance of section CD, resistance of section DE, resistance of section EB that is being present there. So RAC is being present. Next, RCD is being present. RDE is being present. Next, REB, that is being present there. RAC, RCD, RDE, and REB, that is being present there in such systems. So what you need to find out is, so you need to find out the resistance of the section AC there. Okay, so if you take the entire length, so what is the system RAC? So if you have 500 meters, so this is for 1000 meters. For 500 meters, it would be 0.01 divided by 2. So that is 0.005 ohm. Okay. So yes, exactly. Just a moment. Sorry. Okay. So you can find out in such fashion, and literally you can go for the RAC distribution at that point. So what you can do is, you can find out the resistance of each section of the line. Okay, so that is being present there, and per distribution length of the line. So what would be for, yeah, so let me do it here. Yes, so it is for the entire length of the line. So for 500 kilometers out of 1000, so that is the resistance that is being given there. So that is the reason why we need to take it as 0.02. Okay, so 0.02, it is not for 1000. So over the entire length of the line, it is 0.2. That is 500 divided by 1000, that is being present there. So that is the resistance of the section AC into picture. So you'll be getting it as 0.01 ohm. Okay. Next, resistance of the other section CD. resistance of other section CD 0.02 again. So you have the other kilo 0.02 500 divided by 1000. So again it is 0.01 ohm. So next RDE, okay, RDE that is being present there. So 0.02 into that section, that is 600 divided by 1000 that is being present there. You'll be getting it as 0.012 ohm that is being present there. Next, what you can write is REB, okay, REB, which is being found out as 0.02 into 400 divided by 1000 that is being present there. So 0.008 ohm that is being present there. So 0.01, 0.01, 0.012. So each section will have the lengths which are being highlighted here. Okay. So next you have the currents in each section to be found out. You can find it out. So what you will do is you will be finding out the potential difference. Okay. So finding out the potential difference here. So what we can do is, so finding out the potential difference at VC. Okay. Okay, potential difference that VC is to be found out. You can do it. So here, yes, potential difference at VC is to be found out. Next, potential difference at V at VD is to be found out. Next, potential difference at VE is to be found out. So that's way you can find out what is the potential difference at each and every point that is being present there. Okay, so this is how you can find out. So yes, you can find out at each and every points that is being present there. So this is how you can compute the potential difference at each and every point, and later on you can find out what's the potentials that is being present there at each and every loading conditions which is being present there. Okay, so this is how you can find it out, and I'll be sending you the solutions of this problem soon. Okay.